Have you heard of that old familiar phrase, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade? I know I have, and being in 2020, I'm sure we can all say that we have made our fair share of lemonades. And as small business owners, many of us have had to temporarily close, alter our business models, or even change our services altogether. Life has given us enough lemons this year to make many years worth of lemonade. And you know the most frustrating part about lemonade? It tastes so good. As in, it's refreshing, and on those hot days, it hits the right spot very well. Now this is where it throws a curveball. It is packed full of sugar, which has an adverse effect on our health. And while it may seem like a good idea at the time, that yummy, flavorful lemonades ends up doing more damage to our body in the long run. I don't know about you, but I'm in a place where I'm giving a good thought about life's lemonade. I'm tired of sugarcoating the lemons life throws at me and making the best of it. No matter how sweet it may taste or how satisfying it feels, I must have the mental fortitude to choose the better and more beneficial option. More than that, I have the power to conquer and hone the situation. And by that, I mean eating the lemons for real. Yeah, I know. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can start modifying your lifestyles and grab the end of 2020 by the horns. I'll be right back. Hi, this is Fumi from Soul and Wellness. I inspire female entrepreneurs to create lifestyle modifications that can help them overcome chronic stress and burnout so they can thrive in their body and business. And if you're new on this channel, it's a pleasure having you here. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing, hit that little notification bell so you won't miss any of my videos. As 2020 has gone on, everything from our businesses to our lifestyles have changed. I know when I look at myself and the things I'm doing now, my life doesn't resemble the life I had one short year ago. But this goes past the observable changes. I'm mentally a different person. If you look at yourself in the same light, I'm sure you would agree that the same is true for you. Our battles are mental. Here's where I have not let the battles control me. I have found ways to sharpen my mind and strengthen my mental resolve. The best part is you can do it too, and I'm going to show you how right now. Before we get into it, this is going to be the first video in the 3-part series. So be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of these 3 parts. And feel free to share so we can work on this together. Let's get into the meaty part right now. Study. It's brain food. How are we supposed to know what the right diet is? If I want to diet, how am I going to know which one is the best for my body? I have to study, learn from professionals and people who have done the same thing that I want to do, right? Just like our bodies, our minds need to be nourished and fed. I'm sure that many of you have already figured this out because, well, you're watching this video. Thank you. So gaining knowledge and wisdom doesn't usually happen by way of some random epiphany. No. You gain it by either seeking it out or by paying close attention when it is presented to you. If you ask any successful person what positive habits you should develop, every one of them will say reading. It is the fastest and most effective way of gaining new knowledge and retaining that knowledge. It improves your memory, helps the reader to focus, sparks imagination, improves our communication, and even helps to develop our language. Now, being an entrepreneur is an ever-changing thing, so we have to make sure we study these changing aspects. There are also other ways to feed our brains. I also get some of my knowledge by listening to podcasts or by watching videos, such as this one. Remember, as I covered in one of my previous videos, there are plenty of people out there with a wealth of knowledge that they want to share. I like to do what I can to learn from them, the same way you are learning from me right now. The best part about gaining knowledge is that you won't lose it if you apply it. I think of it in terms of the Grand Canyon. I can listen to people describe to me how beautiful it is. I can watch documentaries, look at pictures or watch videos on it. Yeah, I've gained knowledge, but none compares to what it is like to experience the Grand Canyon firsthand. where you can see the grandeur, smell the herb, and feel the wind. The same is true for anything that is great. Gaining the knowledge is great, but applying the knowledge is priceless. Priceless. 2. Finding the quiet. Modifying your mind is something that takes incredible resolve. Our mentalities are largely based around repetitive acts and habitual thoughts. So what do you do every morning? Maybe you get up and grab some coffee, then maybe make some breakfast before showering and getting ready for the day. You may have a routine for when you come back from work or before you go to bed. But there is another routine that a lot of us have that seems so natural. We forget about it completely. We get tied to our phones. What's happening on social media? Has anything happened on the news today? Let me tell you, I'm going to be honest with myself. When it comes to things like social media and the news, so much of it is noise. And how much of it really is positive? In addition to this noise, we have all types of things going on in our businesses that act as noise as well. Yes, much of it is going to be part of what comes along with small business ownership, but objectivity can reveal a lot. Everyone, including myself, has been guilty of bringing personal stresses into workplace. It affects morale and productivity, not to mention relationship with employees who could catch the wrong end of an emotional outburst. This is like being in the heat of a summer day. We have jobs to do and tasks to complete. When we have the sun beating down on us, it soon becomes all we can think about. Our energy slowly disappears and our work ends up suffering. This is especially where our decision making becomes key. What are we going to reach for to drink? Fighting this problem requires reprogramming your brain. It is time to find peace and quiet that you so desperately need. Let's call it fasting. But instead of fasting food or drink, you will fast media. Step back from social media and news. Unless your business has a social media presence, try turning it off. It will seem very awkward for a while, but that awkwardness will fade. This is the point where we must choose to reach for the water instead of the lemonade. Finding the quiet place in your mind is key. So let's try to establish some healthy habits that can help us claim our minds and focus. 3. Sleep is good. In a perfect world, time wouldn't exist and we could simply do everything that needs to be done as it needs to be done and then call it a day. But sadly, we only have so much time in a day, and although we try to get as much done within that time as possible, we know that we cannot always do everything necessary in a certain period of time. So what do? We now take time away from our rest in order to work. Sleep is one of the most important things we can do for our minds. It is a crucial time where our brain resets and stores information. But how often do we tell ourselves, I have to get this done. You know what, sleep? You can come later. It becomes so easy to do after a while and then becomes a habit. Our business depends on us being sharp-minded, and while it may be possible to operate, it gets harder and harder to be alert and level-headed when we're sleep deprived. But sleep isn't one of those things that can be ignored forever. Your body cannot go without sleep. And if you ignore it for too long, your body will force you to stop and demand for that break. And when that happens, girl, you'll come to the realization of the main vehicle behind your achievements. Your body. Establish a healthy sleep schedule and force yourself to go to sleep at a certain time each night. Listen to your body because it will let you know what it needs. Trust me. As business owners, our minds are the most important tool that we have. Everything in our businesses runs because of our vision and our ideas. But it's not just a one-time thing. It is an ever-changing and ever-evolving process that requires constant education and mental edification. Let's continue to modify ourselves by feeding our brains. It's not just the first step in taking control back and refusing to drink lemonade. It is learning that even though lemons are pretty sour, they are edible. Don't forget, this is only the first part. In episode 2, we will discuss our physical health. Stay tuned, and also please consider checking out some of my past videos for more amazing information. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to share, and if you haven't done so already, I would love it if you subscribe, like, and comment. Also, let me know about future videos you would like to see. If you're yet to join Soul Tribe, there's a link in the description box for you to join and get free access to exclusive resources on how to nourish, live, and create impact as a female entrepreneur. I'll see you in my next video, and take care of yourself.